Thanks for joining us on our streaming service for your First Alert Avalanche Forecast. I'm your First Alert meteorologist, Callie Zinandri. And joining me now is Ethan Greene from the Colorado Avalanche Information Center. Thanks for joining us, Ethan.
Hi, Callie. It's great to be here.
So what's the overall avalanche danger across Colorado right now?
Well, right now it's generally moderate, level 2 out of 5, but that's going to be changing over the next few days as we get into the weekend, because we're going to see some really, really warm temperatures. You thought this winter was warm. Unfortunately, I don't think any of us has seen anything yet. It's going to be a scorcher this weekend.
And as you mentioned, temperatures are quickly warming up. How does that increase the risk for loose, wet avalanches?
Well, it causes meltwater to run into the snowpack, and that leads to those loose, wet avalanches. This weekend, we're going to see kind of a progression of wet avalanche problems, starting with loose, wet, but moving into wet slabs. So folks are going to have to be cognizant about both of those types of avalanches this weekend.
Now, what are some signs that snow is becoming too warm and unstable during the day?
Well, the main thing you want to look for are wet, loose avalanches. So if you start seeing those, point release avalanches starting around some rocky outcroppings, getting wider as they run down the hill, that's your clue that things are starting to get unstable, and they're likely going to get worse. The other thing you can look at is just how much you're sinking into the snowpack. Is the snowpack wet? If you're walking around on skis or getting off your snowmobile, if you're sinking into the snow more than about 6 inches, you really want to be off of those steep slopes and really not underneath adjacent steep and rocky slopes.
Now, you often say timing is everything this time of the year. Why is it so important to start early and get off steep slopes before the afternoon heat?
It really is just because of that progression of the heat. We're going to see warmer temperatures throughout the day, just like you're used to. It's colder in the mornings, it's warmer in the afternoons. This weekend, though, because it's going to be so warm, those low temperatures are not going to give us the reset that they often do later in the spring when we talk about starting early and ending early. So what you want to be doing this weekend is doing that, but also paying attention to the signs as they're changing around you. And checking the forecast, because we're going to be highlighting the dangerous elevation and aspects. We're mostly worried about east and west aspects that are near and below tree line. But depending on how warm it gets, we could see those problems creeping up higher in elevation and maybe even moving around to the north side of the compass.
Now, for people trying to make smart decisions in the backcountry, what kinds of terrain choices should they be thinking about?
Well, avoiding avalanche terrain is always a reasonable approach. I don't know if that's necessarily what you need to be doing this weekend, really playing the aspect game. So paying attention to what has good turning conditions. Some of those southerly facing slopes up high might be good choices. And then if you're moving around to those northerly aspects, we're kind of stuck between this midwinter and spring problem. So you're still going to see the potential for persistent slab avalanches, but then these wet avalanches are going to be becoming a bigger and bigger danger. So really avoiding those steep, rocky areas and staying off slopes where you're starting to see that really wet, mushy snow.
Now, Ethan, as you mentioned, the danger could increase into the weekend as we see that heat really ramp up. What changes are you expecting in the snowpack?
Well, we're expecting to be highlighting wet slabs, especially on Saturday. The central mountains are probably going to be sort of the unfortunate Goldilocks zone. Things are happening a little bit quicker in the southern mountains. They may not quite get there in parts of the northern mountains. The central mountains are a very big concern. So increasing chance of wet slabs, and also those aspects are going to be changing a little bit. We're going to see more on those tail ends, east and west aspects, and we could see things creeping up into the above tree line zone.
Now, Ethan, you've been with the Colorado Avalanche Association for a long time. Have you ever seen conditions like this in March?
Well, not quite like this. I mean, yes, a little bit, but the rapid warm up that we're seeing, I mean, really this week we're seeing, 5 degrees warmer each day. In some places it's getting closer to 10 degrees. Like that's a really big change. And the snowpack just really doesn't like to see rapid change like that. So, seeing these warmer temperatures this early in the year, I don't think I have seen that.
Well, thank you so much for joining, Ethan, and we will see you back here next week for your First Alert Avalanche Report.
Thanks for covering avalanche safety.